I was talking about the neighbor's kid, Tiara. She had these three wonderful kids that were like 4, 5, and 6. She kind of moved out of her dad's house, and someone didn't get along. So anyway, she moves out, takes the kids into another place over there, moved in with a boyfriend or whatever. I think she moved in with a boyfriend, and all that wonderful energy was running around and saying funny things. They don't do it anymore because they're not there. It's so sad. I mean, I really miss the kids. I've only been here for 5 years, but it's kind of like, you get used to stuff and everything. Kids and animals. It's, how do you not love something like that? I mean, I remember I was 13 years old. I was down in the castle, and I told one of the guards, I said, "Everybody, any chance are you wearing pink underwear?" Oh, he started laughing. He got in trouble. And Charles came back, and he goes, "You know what? This is just too funny." But he wasn't running it back then. Elizabeth was. I miss Grandma. I spent a lot of time down there, but I didn't spend enough. And I know life would have been different if I would have stayed. But I still would have got into music, because I was totally into music back then. We all were. Diana married Mike Will to be a singer-songwriter, kind of like me. And they came out here a while back, and I should have stayed, but I should have got out of the truck and went over and said, "Hey, follow me home. I could use the restroom. I live in a trailer." And then we could have come in here and played music together. That would have been the highlight of my life. I realized Sina's my cousin. They're in Canada. I haven't been to Canada in a while. And I don't know, it's a long story. It's to be told another time. I'm tired, I'm wore out, I'm upset. I mean, this sort of stuff, that things that could have happened. Okay, back to the Randy story. I'll finish that one. I come over here, he's got 4 cats. He's got Lacey, Lacey Lou. She's got a last name, but I forgot what it was. I called her Lacey. She died in my arms. She ran off to die, and I went, grabbed her and picked her up and said, "You don't have to do this alone. I'm here to help you." We were sitting on the bench over there one day, and she passed away. I picked her up and I wrapped her in my favorite blanket, and we buried her right out here. Right in one of these gravestones, this Lacey Lee. And I put rocks over her. I didn't keep track of it, but I know it's back over here somewhere. Then, the next one to go was Mars. Now, somebody came up and said that Mama is a very, very rare cat. She disappeared shortly after that. There was a leopard up here a little while ago. Remember, we live in the Rockies. It's possible for anything to be out here. So the leopard was out here, and nobody saw it but me, but Mama disappeared after that, and I think Mama disappeared when the guy said that she was a very rare cat. I think she's still alive. I think she's around here somewhere. But I don't feel her anymore. She's not old. None of those cats are old. So she named my other favorite cat Venus. Or more, Randy, he named her Venus. So I had Mars, Venus, Mama, and Lacey when I came in here. And all of them are gone. Mars ran off to die because he was tore up from fighting and tore up from being on that fence and tore up from all kinds of other stuff, or maybe he just fell in the water. I don't know. My favorite kitty, Susie F. It's not IFU. If you could figure it out, IFU. I write that in stories. I write that to people, and they go, "What does IFU mean?" It's supposed to mean if you, but if you look at it, it goes if F you. I got a kick out of that one, and I don't know. Yesterday was a funny day. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. I went to the car dealership and I walked up to him. This guy's like, I'm looking up to him like, hi. I look up at the Randy, but I looked up to him. Randy looked up to him. And I said, we're here to make sure that Annie doesn't freeze. We need some antifreeze. So Annie doesn't freeze. The guy just looked at me and popped a smile. And the lady that I was talking to, that I talked to before, came up. I said, how many people do come in here to get antifreeze and say they don't want their auntie to freeze? So is auntie cold? I'm not cold. I'm not auntie. I'm wifey. Oh, that was so funny. And it's just kind of funny sitting here remembering all this stuff and everything. So, that just reminded me of something. Someone saw what I was looking at. I actually got to meet that girl. I was over at a friend's house and she was there and they were talking and everything. She goes, well, you want to join us? I was like, no. She goes, I heard you were born with a few extra body parts. I said, yeah, I am. And no. I ran into Ron Jeremy. This is a funny story. So I kind of realized what I was looking at. I had this lady that I played pool with. And she was Lyle's friend. Oh, she had the biggest crush on me. She was just, I really want to get to know you. So she takes me home. And I sit there and said, why did you bring me here? I wanted to talk to you. I said, well, don't come in wearing anything like that because I'm not interested. She goes, you're not? I said, no. I don't want to do that with you. You're married. So anyway, we started talking with about 3 hours and we had the greatest time. So she come and watch all my pool things now. Ron Jeremy, she was talking about him eating chicken legs. Stick the whole thing down his mouth and eat it. I'm like, oh God, that had to be disgusting to see. She said, we always thought he was going to choke, but he never did. But it was kind of funny that he used to do stuff like that. I found out some interesting things about all these people now. This is really funny. She wants to introduce me to this Indian girl. So she introduces me to this Indian girl. We go out and we look at each other. She said, well, she goes, I take it you get plenty of action. I said, yeah, if I wanted, I take it, but I don't really want it. And she goes, yeah, I know. So she's kind of embarrassed hitting on me the way she did. So anyway, my best friend at the time, Kurt McIntyre, married her. So he marries this girl. She's a porn star. Takes her to Indianapolis where they started a new life. I haven't talked to him in a long time. He's another one I want to hook up with. Oh God, I miss that guy. That guy he was like my dad. He was just like him. He's got to be still alive. He told me one day he was going to do himself in. I said, no, don't do that. Come over to my house. So he was dating the bartender Cindy over there at Park Place. She drops him. He didn't have a place to go. He didn't have any money, and he just quit his job. He was a contractor. So I brought him over to my mom, and I sat down and he told her his story. I said, Mom, can he live here for a while till he finds a place? He goes, yeah, if he can move in. My mom left Kurt. I miss those days. I mean, my whole life I have outlived literally everybody. I don't get sick. I don't feel bad. I mean, the thing I do a lot is I cry about the past. I cry for my daughters. I cry for my friends. Kurt ended up marrying the Indian girl, and he straightened his life out. He got his own business. I started talking to Dale Kelly again, and that's why I looked up Dale. He took care of me. I'd get a little into stuff that I shouldn't. He goes, you know what? That's just not you. I'd think about it, I'd stop. He kind of helped me stop drinking. He goes, you're just damn drunk like the rest of us. That didn't go over good with me. So I quit. Plus, I also spent the night at my cousin's plant. I did what the other kitty does. That's why I smile when I see that. I actually lived in a big plant, but she's smaller than I am. But I got a lot of stories. I have a lot of information. I have a lot of things happening. I fixed my banking accounts. I have all my cards working. I'm going to call Fortify and ask them why I was charged $700 and see if that was some sort of free or what I bought that I forgot that I paid for. Oh, it was that program. I know where that went to. That went to that program that I bought. It was $500. I bought it. It was $500 when I was done with it. It was the tax solution thing, not the one that I have, the one that I didn't like, the one that was $1,400. Oh, I spent that money. I get to Randy Goods home and I said, oh, no, I spent it. I forgot what I spent it on, but I spent it. Anyway, I love talking to people. I love entertaining people. When I make somebody smile, it just makes my whole day. And that guy over there, hearing my Diana story, I never married you. I would have known you were my cousin. She goes, me neither. That was the funniest thing around. I know why you're sitting on it, because it's warm. Okay. Well, you can stay up there. It's warm and cuddly. I don't know. I'm just a little frustrated. I miss Kurt. He was another Alan Adams. Alan was another one that wanted to take me home. He said, and you get to know him and you realize that I'm the good girl. And I was born that way. It wasn't my fault. And then I'm delightful fun to be around, except when I'm drunk. Then I'm a little bit boring, but I don't know. It just, like I said, a lot of things have happened over the years. La Mesa was fun. I had dreams about living in the mountains of Colorado when I was a kid. I went to the church campus and said, you know what, I'm going to move here when I get older. I'm going to live here. And I did. Man, I miss my friends. But it's just one of those things that life happens. You need to go on. See my socks? I run these little shorts about with my legs. Start off videos with my legs. And one of them's got 8.2 thousand on a 16-second video views. I was like, it's definitely a girl. It's not a boy. And my neighbor, the last thing he said to me over here a little while ago, "You're not a boy." He waves at me. He works at the can place. I was gonna take those cans in and I forgot to do it. I used to go over there and rap with them all the time. I said, "How you doing?" "I'm okay." "It looks like you've been pregnant for a couple years." I said, "Yeah, I had a couple miscarriages. Only this one's not gonna miscarry." And I need to go to the doctor again. Do it just for a check. If everything's fine, but I want to get a due date. I don't know. You know, this one guy I ran into, Mexican dude over there in Monterey, and I was out there at the lake fishing and everything.